I haven't done geopolitics, a video in a while, so here it goes. Lots of things are happening. Well, the war in the Middle East never stopped, even with the peace talks going on and so-called negotiations. People were still firing upon each other. And the country that starts with I, that's ran by Bibi, you guys know what I'm talking about, never stopped attacking Lebanon. And Iran has had enough. Iran basically walked away from negotiations, isn't willing to negotiate, and sent a warning to Bibi that if he continues to attack Lebanon, they're going to attack Bibi and the country called I. God's sakes, Russia and Ukraine are at each other's throats. More so than usual. They're throwing everything at each other now. Ukraine is hitting oil depots, processing plants, pipelines, pump stations. Russia is trying to drag Belarus into the conflict, maybe attack Ukraine from the north, or maybe attack a Baltic state, which would drag NATO into the conflict. Politicians in the United States, both in the House and Senate, are trying to stop Trump from escalating and recommitting into the Middle East. They know this war has to stop. This war needed to stop 2 months ago. It's still going on. And the United States economy is about to crumble, and they know this. So they're trying to stop Trump, but who knows if they can. AIPAC controls a lot of the politicians in the States. Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump has reportedly talked on the phone, and Trump was furious at him for continuing the conflict and called him an effing crazy man, reportedly. So will that alliance be severed and the land or the country called I, run by Bibi, be abandoned? Or will the United States go all in and global escalation take place next? I don't know. And what's it called? Kuwait, I think Kuwaiti, the civilian airport was attacked today. Massive destruction. Civilians are getting injured, getting killed all over the Middle East, especially in Palestine. That hasn't stopped a bit. Everybody is feeling the oil crunch. South Korea said that its economy is collapsing. And once South Korea goes, then it'll be Australia, maybe Europe. And then we will see the price of fuel skyrocket. The United States is all about, has been using its strategic reserves to keep the oil prices down globally, but those are almost gone. So a global economic collapse, I think personally, is inevitable. All the products that you're used to purchasing on a regular basis isn't going to be available soon, or it'll be astronomical in cost. Helium, something that's usually imported from the Middle East, isn't being imported anymore because of the block. Fertilizer, that isn't being shipped either. And if this conflict escalates even more, the Bab Mandel will be closed by the Houthis, and we're in a bad place globally. The United States is threatening Canada again with the 51st state, not the United States, more so Trump. They're threatening Cuba. And I don't know. I can't help think and assume this was the entire plan right from the get-go. Weaken all other countries to the point that they can't defend themselves because of the lack of fuel and the lack of oil. Have you ripe for picking if you can't defend yourself? And then with the conflict in the Middle East, starve everybody of oil. The United States took their weapons from Taiwan, took their weapons from Japan, took their weapons from South Korea, and diverted them to the Middle East to be used up. So those countries are weak in defense too. If there was ever a point somebody said World War III is impossible, it's close. It's not there. I don't think, and I hope we never get there, but it's close. Yeah, it's pretty crazy times. In Canada, although the whole global community is in recession, Canada is suffering some recession right now, but you gotta understand that's from global effects and the tariffs from the United States. But Canada is probably the saving grace, the saving light in the entire world. That's why we're going to have massive investment in this country, and this is why Carney's doing what he's doing. And honestly, I do criticize him when he does stuff I don't like, but honestly, he's the right man for the job right now. And yeah, even Canada is getting prepared, securing drones from Turkey and securing military equipment, developing its own military industrial complex separate from the United States. But yeah, crazy times we're living in. It is what it is. Anyways, stay deadly.